Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of UHS Presents. I'm your host Sarah, and with me as usual is Laurie, and we are gonna talk about stuff and things today. And Laurie is is it your Cree now? Is it the Cree that cry blue?
Right.
Have the blue blood. It's blood, right? The blood is blue in Cree.
That's how it works, right?
We watched Captain Marvel again last night, so I just remember Lawson with the blue blood. Yes,
I need to rewatch it.
Such a good movie. I love it.
It's kind of cool. At just the right angle, it looks like I don't have whites on my eyes, and it's really creepy.
I wasn't gonna say anything before, but like it's kind of freaking me out too a little bit. Yeah, just do the whole rest of the episode like this. Just like, get some tape and scotch tape your eyelids open. It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Right.
So no, we're gonna let Laurie's gonna explain that. But first, what do we have for Unlikely Heroes news?
Everything's kind of status quo right now. Surgeon's almost done. Super's in progress. The Sundering is in progress. That's a whole shitload of artwork and writing that's getting done all at once. So we're working our butts off. I don't remember if I mentioned it last time, but Miss Medusa's Monstrous Menagerie #2 is coming in the middle of October. So
just in time for
Halloween. You guys are ready.
Just
in time. And for those of you who complained that issue 1 Sideshow edition didn't have enough nudity,
oh my god,
I hope you're ready, because Paul was like, oh, okay, you want more? I'll give you some more.
It's gonna be a thing. You know, I mean, what's the be careful what you wish for? Is that like
yes?
Is that the thing? Yeah, because no, oh man, I don't think anybody's ready. And I've not even seen most of it too. I've seen like maybe, and this is being very generous, I've maybe seen a quarter of the stuff that's been done yet. And you're not ready.
Paul has taken it as a personal challenge.
Yeah, and it's like Paul, like he's another one of those people you don't say anything to unless you mean it. Unless you are ready to do the work for it, unless you're ready to do the thing, you don't say that to him cause yeah. So, let's see. We got John W is here with is that the little emoji, the little rock and roll emoji?
Yes, John, actually,
I'm not cool enough for that.
Before I forget, he's actually currently running a Kickstarter. That's why he's doing this. Metal Drumsticks of Doom. It's a metal comic. You guys should go check it out. You should be able to just search Drumsticks of Doom on Kickstarter, but you can also, sorry, the comments are funny. John, if you want to drop the link in the comments, you can.
Yes, drop the link and then we'll I'll share it with like our name too so that it gets shared. Let's see. Tempest Law is here. Said, hello everyone, hope you all have a great week. Hope all of you have a great week. Katie's here. Hey Katie. Daniel's here. Hi Daniel.
Hey Daniel.
And John said, I thought she was Travis Gibb before he gets his Duncan. Travis Gibb. I just came up with the Bee Gees, and I know that's not right. Because the Bee Gees were the Gibbs, right? The Gibbs brothers? And I'm like, that is
really?
Not right. Who the fuck? No, it can't be. Who the hell is Travis Gibb?
Travis
Help
is a
me, be my
creator.
Brain. Okay.
He's a comics creator.
No, but that's like, seriously, that's all it was. I know that the Gibbs brothers are the Bee Gees. Pretty sure at least one of them's dead, but like that's the only thing that popped into my head. And I was like, I know I recognize the name Travis Gibb, but like who the fuck is Travis Gibb? Like it's definitely not one of the Bee Gees.
He could be.
Shit.
He could be.
Maybe that's true. Okay, I don't know. I don't have.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't have like proof that it's not true. So.
I guess I should talk about this.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes.
So, some or all of you might know this is Reyna. I'm cosplaying Reyna, the Bastard Queen. Actually, immediately after the stream, I'm going to be doing a photo shoot. I'm not going to spoil too much about it. But yeah, we're doing another cosplay cover. We're doing a print set. I'm very excited. There's a link somewhere for the pre-launch for you guys to follow, because that's launching, October, early October he's launching it. It might be the 4th. I don't remember if it's the 3rd or the 4th. So if you aren't following the pre-launch page, you should. And I think I got permission from Ryan to spoil this. But I'm going to spoil it anyway, and hopefully he's not too mad at me. But I got this motherfucker right here. I can't even fit. There we go. That's going to be... Ooh, I'm breaking my shit. That's going to be in the shoot on the cover. I'm very excited. You guys are not ready for how cool this is going to look. I don't think I'm even ready.
Oh. When you told me about the shoot, whenever it was, you remember I had like 1,000 different ideas. Oh, you could do this, and oh, you could do this, and and I'm like pissed off because I don't get to like go out and help be the photo assistant, model assistant, whatever. I wanted to go out and help do shit for it, and I can't because you live in Narnia.
So far, I would love to help too. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be crazy.
Well, Moana Nui podcast is here. Hey, Moana.
Hey, Moana.
Let's see. Legendstorm TV. Legendstorm. Andrew. Thanks for joining us. I remember. I remember. Sometimes my brains work.
You've almost
maybe
got
not
it.
When we're talking about who is Travis Gibb, but I remember who Legendstorm is. Oh shit! What is the next UHS? Yeah.
So that'll be Miss Medusa. That'll be
coming up here. Not too.
I'm looking at my calendar here.
This is the last week of September, you guys. This is the last freaking September is almost over. This is fucking what is going on. Is this a thing that, you know how when you were a kid and your parents said time flies when you're an adult? Is this what they meant? Is time going fast for everybody?
I don't know. It's crappy. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Yeah. It was like the first, last week. What is going on?
Yeah. But yeah, October 18th is the planned Medusa launch. We should have a pre-launch link soon, but we wanted to hopefully fulfill the surgeon first. Hopefully get it done and sent at least to digital backers, and then while it's printing, then we'll get the pre-launch link up for Medusa. So very exciting.
Nice.
Medusa is almost done. The issue's almost done. Katie is actually helping with colors to kind of speed the process along.
Yeah. Did you see she commented she's mad because she doesn't have any boobies to color?
Yeah, she didn't get any of the nude pages. Next time, Katie, yes. I promise. We'll get you some some.
Paul asked Laurie threw out a couple of names about who could help color to get things going faster so that we could get it to you, and Laurie's like, oh, Sarah could help, and then Paul's like, how are you with this and this and this? And light. He said light sources from multiple directions. I was like, you know what? I'm going to nope the hell out of here. If you want light stuff, Katie's your person. Katie's your artist. Katie is amazing with light. And I am if you need somebody to flat, hit me up. But if you want multiple light sources, fucking no.
You look like you're drinking cough syrup right now. I just thought I would point that out.
Maybe I am.
We're getting fucked up today, guys. That's what the plan is.
Well, I also have a funky clear one, but then you guys would know what I'm drinking.
Yes.
And all that you know is that with this one is you can tell it's not opaque. I'm just waiting for somebody to finally guess what is in my cup, my drink cup. Nobody knows.
It's hard to
Anyway,
tell with the tinted. It's hard to tell. I'm cough syrup is what I'm going with.
it might be. It might be. I mean, some of that Robitussin kid stuff, pretty tasty.
It's
Just
pretty
saying.
good.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't.
Children, don't drink cough syrup.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad for you. You will have diarrhea forever. Do not do it. You will shit your pants. I have a story about cough drops, which are the same ingredients. I'm just saying, don't do it. I was in England, a bajillion miles away from home, and I caught the cold on the plane, and I had that itchy cough thing, and we were walking through like cathedrals and stuff. I was visiting every cathedral I could find there, and so I'm like through these giant high stone buildings, and so of course it was echoing and reverbing through the entire building multiple times. And so I was like, we left the one, and I immediately was like, take me somewhere where I can buy some cough drops. And so I went and got the cough drops, and I was just like, just one right after the other. I was just popping them one as soon as one was gone. I would put another one in because the cough would come back immediately. And then my friend Carrie, who was walking with me, she's like, you know those will give you the trots. And I said, wait, what's the trots? And she's like, and she literally like put her hand over her butt. And I was like,
she was like,
oh, you mean the runs? I'm gonna have diarrhea forever. Okay, awesome. Thankfully it did cause some issues, but it thankfully did not happen until after we were back to the hotel for the night. And so I was just like, all right guys, I'm just gonna retire to the bathroom. And they don't call it the bathroom in England, so I kept getting weird, like the whole time, weird glances. They call it the toilet.
Right.
I was
like you're gonna poop in the sink or something. Like what is that?
I'm just gonna well, just for the sake of everybody, say that I took a really long bubble bath, but everybody that was there knew that that's not what happened.
Right. Is it because they're is it because they're sugar free?
It must be.
So it's like the alcohol sugar?
Yeah, it must be. That's what makes for sugar-free candy and stuff, that's what makes your stomach upset, right?
Yeah, you should get there's a Ricola cough drop. I think it's just Ricola natural, and it's not sugar-free. It just has sugar in it, but those are great. They're great for like singing because it clears out like mucus and stuff, and they're great for having a sore throat. They're great I buy like bags like this of them.
See, I know for next time now. I know. Buy a massive, there's a chance you'll get sick on the plane, especially when you got to be on the plane for 8 or 9 hours like you do when you're flying to England. And this is from Chicago. Like, I don't even know if you fly from Los Angeles, you probably need to make a connection somewhere. And then, so you're going to be on the plane even longer. But yeah, like I was like, next time, if I ever fly out of the country again, I need to take a big bag of the Ricolas, or like one of the types that I know won't make me sick. And the ones that they sell at the convenience stores over there too, they're like little sticks of quarters, like they're not even big bags. I couldn't find a big bag of cough drops to save my life. It was a thing.
And just the roll of quarters makes you poop, so that's rough. Like that's
yeah, like you can't even. I mean, what's the world coming to when you can't even eat an entire stick of cough drops without getting sick? What is this even? What kind of a country is England?
Right.
We were here to talk about BS and nothing in particular, but like we were not here just to talk about
diarrhea?
My horror stories from traveling. Do you have a horror story from traveling, Laurie? I don't. Just so that we even it out.
I'm trying to think. I mean, not me, but I have a friend. I have a friend who is lactose intolerant. Right? Hey, Matt.
Between this and the shit that we said when Ian was on the show, like I'm definitely on a list somewhere.
We're on a list. We're on a no-fly
Definitely.
list.
Yeah, like I totally got Laurie stuck on that list too, because I just speak before I think. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay. So yeah, I have a friend and he's lactose intolerant, but he didn't care. He was one of those people. He was like, you know what? I like milk too much, and I like ice cream, and I like cheese too much, and I don't care if I'm lactose intolerant. And he had to go on a long bus ride across.
Oh no. Oh no.
Across the city. And of course he, loaded himself up on, I don't know what, ice cream, cheese, probably all of it. And of course, middle of the bus ride, he had it, it comes knocking essentially. And he is in a city bus in the middle of traffic in downtown Montreal.
Do they have bathrooms on those buses?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
So he just opened a window. And what else could he do? Your choice is, like, you can't get off the bus. You can't do it on the bus. So that was, this is a way better story than I have. This is, and he still eats cheese and he still drinks milk. Like he learned
horror,
nothing from this experience.
They make pills that you can take before you eat the stuff so that doesn't happen. What?
Maybe he uses those now, but he did not then.
Well, I hope he learned. Good God. I mean, like, carry on eating, but don't eat cheese right before you're gonna take a bus across a city you're gonna be sitting on for God knows how long. Like, maybe don't have any lactose that day. Yikes.
Right. Like within my sphere of existence, like if I know I'm going to do something, I don't eat things that are going to make me have diarrhea. I don't know about you guys in the comments. Feel free to chime in.
Yeah, like some people have guts of steel and they can eat or drink whatever they want and nothing is going to happen. But like, I'm not that person. I know you're not that person. Like, so that's like, we plan. If we're going to be out all day or something and we need to know that our stomachs are going to be there for us. Yes. On the bus. Oh my God.
Just okay, so my question about this, John, my question is that, like, does the diarrhea propel you? Like, does it help you travel if it's constant? And how do you like fuel, like, are you just constantly eating and constantly shitting and it's propelling you across the world like that and you're just leaving this massive trail? Like, how does it work?
John's gonna be in the next Deadpool movie. That's gonna be his superpower. What's a good name for somebody who gets diarrhea? Like, there's a pun there and it's amazing and
there has to be a good pun.
I'm gonna tell y'all as soon as I think of it, but it's gonna take me some time. Oh shit, man. Hey, let's look at some Reddit stuff. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Right, that's what we were going to do. I don't know what this is, so you should explain it because I don't know. I mean, if it's constant diarrhea, you're just going to fill the bus. Like, I don't think it's legal for you to take a bus.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know. Think about the people. Oh my God.
He doesn't know. I don't think he knows if he hit anyone. He was pretty embarrassed.
Probably, like, there's probably people that are still in therapy today because they saw that whole thing happen. Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
like you're
Jesus.
in a car, like one lane over and the window pull.
Yeah, just it's a full moon tonight. Oh my God.
And then there's just a butt and then there's just...
Oh man, the butt isn't even the worst part. Like, the butt would be kind of funny, but then what happens next?
Yeah.
Oh, funny!
Everybody poops, guys.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, so explain the Reddit thing because it's new to me too. So I want to know.
Yeah, so I lurk on Reddit a lot. I don't do a lot of posting because those people are scary. But
Fair.
Well, they are. I do brave posting for the sake of like when I need to help somebody with like a pet related thing or a plant related thing, and I know the answer, like, and nobody else is answering, I will answer. And then like I will post for our comics. I will post stuff on Reddit to promote our comics because
Right.
despite being terrified of Redditors, I brave that fear for our comics because that's how much I care about y'all. That's how much I care about our comics. Anyway, lurk on Reddit, right? So I'm a weirdo and I go to like the pet ones, the plant ones, the fish aquarium ones, and then I also somehow end up on a couple of not specifically anything except the one is Am I the Asshole? Another one is r/Am I the Asshole? r/That Happened, and r/ There's another one. Doesn't matter because today we are focusing on r/Am I the Asshole, and I have some. Whoops. I have cats. Cats walking under my feet. So I have some of my favorite ones that I picked out. And I told you about one of them, right? And I want to know, do you want me to save that one for last? Or let me remind you. I'm going to remind you in the...
You can see the look on my face like I don't remember. Okay.
No, that's why I should we save that one for last, or should we go ahead and jump right into that one now?
Maybe jump in with that one.
Okay, let's do it. So, the one that I'm talking about is Am I the Asshole for eating sexy potatoes? Feel free to speculate right now for a moment. And then I'm gonna read the tale here for you, and then I want you all to like let me know, do you think that the poster is an asshole or not? Okay. So the post goes as follows. It is honestly feels ridiculous that I have to post this, but my coworker has been getting onto me about this for weeks now, so I have to ask. My whole life, I've been eating potatoes by microwaving them, then biting into them, and eating them hot dog style. This is the easiest, most convenient, and intuitive way for me to eat potatoes, sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. I think this is how people in Japan eat them, or at least this is how I was taught by my Japanese parents to eat them. Whenever I go to a grocery store, I always pick out the most easily biteable potatoes, which are generally longer and thinner than most potatoes. So I work in an office of about 30 people. We all typically bring our own lunch, and I usually just eat at my desk while doing work. No one has ever commented about how I eat potatoes, but I do eat them quite frequently. Recently, a new person was hired, and she clearly has a problem with the way I eat potatoes. A couple of times, she pulled me aside and asked me that I just eat potatoes a more normal way. I asked her what she meant, and she said I was eating potatoes too suggestively. I was a little shocked because I literally have my eyes glued to my screen whenever I'm eating, and I barely pay attention to how I eat. I told her no one else seemed to have a problem with the way that I eat potatoes, but she insisted others were just too polite to say anything. I asked a few other coworkers who were all just as confused as me about what she was saying. I figured no one else really had a problem with it, but this happened multiple times. She kept coming to me and asking me to tone down the way I eat, and even accused me of going out of my way to choose sexy potatoes. I've considered bringing them other ways, but this is the easiest way for me to eat them, and they're honestly just delicious to me like this. I asked her maybe just to not watch me eat, but apparently that's just not feasible. Unfortunately, she reported me, and now I have a meeting with HR next week. This seems really dumb to me, but am I the asshole for eating sexy potatoes?
Winter. I agree.
There is no wrong way to eat. Yes, thank you. Jeffrey bites into them when they're raw. Like, if I cut him up for something, he will take a piece and eat the raw potato. So, like, clearly there's no wrong way to eat potatoes if you can literally eat them raw. And or maybe it's frozen. Maybe he eats them when they're frozen. Still, my point stands. Yes, thank you. I agree, and there's updates to this, so we get to hear some updates. This person got a gold. If you're a Redditor, you know what that means. And apparently, also, this person was asked multiple times to provide a video of I think it's a she, eating potatoes. And, like, could you have made it worse, Reddit? Could you have made it worse than what it already was by asking for videos of her eating potatoes? Good Lord. Oh, and then also she got a lot of comments asking how you microwave a potato. Like, fucking Google it.
Sure. That's ridiculous to me. Like, so as women, are we also not supposed to eat bananas? Like, we're supposed to slice up the bananas because the bananas are sexy because they're phallic? Like,
yeah, maybe this person should have just brought as all the most dick-like foods that she could find. You know, hot dogs and bananas and more sexy potatoes and what else is there? Celery and carrots and stuff.
Yeah. Potatoes is a really specifically weird like thing that
I have never seen a potato that looks like a dick in my life. Like, maybe a sweet potato, because sweet potatoes are weird, but, like, regular potatoes come in,
like...
Yeah, it's not what I would consider.
Like, and you're holding it with a fork, and you're going like this. Like, how is that Did you watch a video of it? Because, like, I want to know. Like, it doesn't sound sexy to me.
No. Well, the poster did not provide a video of them eating potatoes, because that was creeping, that creeped around. So
that's fair.
I would be too. Okay, so update. So I had a couple of meetings with HR. The first one was on my own yesterday with the HR woman, and according to her, a coworker reported me for sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Not gonna lie. After hearing these accusations, I was honestly pretty scared. Sexual harassment is a very serious charge. I was allegedly making lewd gestures while eating despite being repeatedly asked to stop. I told her exactly what was happening. I was eating potatoes the same way as I always had in the 4 years I had worked in this office. No one else had ever had a problem with this until now. This new coworker, let's call her Karen, approached me.
Aptly named. Okay.
Exactly right. So Karen approached me telling me I was eating potatoes inappropriately and told me to eat them another way. I explained to her that this was how I grew up eating them and I'm not going to stop. If it bothered her, she could and should look away. I continued eating potatoes this way, then over the next several weeks, she kept complaining about my potatoes every time I ate them this way. As I explained my side, I could tell HR was getting really annoyed. I don't think she believed that this was all there was to it. She pressed for more information. Are you sure you didn't do anything to make her believe you were being inappropriate? Are you sure you weren't harassing her, even unintentionally? I told her I never even talked to her unless it was about work or if she approached me first. HR thanked me for coming in and told me she'd get back to me. I think she met with Karen after that. Then later in the day, we had a meeting with the three of us. Karen says that I lied about not doing anything to make her uncomfortable. That after the first time she came to me asking me to eat potatoes differently, I dismissed it as a joke, which to be fair I did because, everything? Just gesture wildly to everything?
Yeah.
I acknowledged this because who wouldn't take it as a joke? She claimed that after each time she asked me to tone it down, I escalated by choosing increasingly sexy potatoes to eat in front of her. Oh shit, by which point I'm pretty sure HR was trying hard not to roll her eyes.
See, on that note though, this what Katie said here is what I would also do. Like, I have, of context, I have penis-shaped cookie cutters, because why wouldn't you? Like, I would cut my potatoes just into penises and eat them like that. Like, fuck this lady.
Yes!
Yeah, I can't. I would antagonize her. Because it's not, like, there's nothing, anyway.
Well, what the fuck is she doing watching this woman eat? Stop it. That's creepy.
Right.
Like, you think that she's sexually harassing you by eating her fucking lunch? Maybe you're sexually harassing her by staring at her while she's eating.
You're right. That's so creepy. Like, there's so many layers of weirdness.
Yes. Okay. I responded by telling Karen I gave literally zero thought about her when I bought potatoes, and I selected them based on the ease of cooking and eating. She accused me of making eye contact with her while I was eating, which I think I did every time she watched me eat, because it's really uncomfortable having someone watch me eat. Yes. Which I explained. I told her I had repeatedly asked her to stop watching me eat. She then pointed out that no one else eats potatoes this way, and the only reason I would do so is to try to be provocative, which I swear to God, HR almost laughed at her. I just showed her a video of Japanese people eating potatoes with your hands and biting into them. HR woman knows me, and she knows I'm not the type to harass someone or deliberately make a hostile work environment. And at the end, she just said something like, "I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Perhaps it would be best to look another way while your coworker is eating." Basically, she was trying to politely tell Karen to get her head out of her ass. And Karen tried to turn it around by claiming I was making a hostile work environment by telling our other coworkers bad things about her. But literally all I had done was ask others if they were uncomfortable with the way I eat and explaining why I had asked them. She tried yet another angle, claiming the way I ate them with my hands was a COVID risk. What? And I was putting the safety of the office in jeopardy by eating this way. HR then said if she was so concerned, she's welcome to work from home, as is currently company policy. I work in hardware, so it's harder for me to work from home, but Karen works in support, so it'd be really easy for her to work from home. Eventually, Karen had to concede she had nothing left, so we were all dismissed. Later, I talked to my coworker who had stopped bringing curry because of Karen, and about the problems I had with her. He'd been unable to eat his regular Indian lunches in the office because of her. We were both extremely annoyed, and honestly, I just felt extremely uncomfortable being in an office where she was constantly judging Asian people's food. So I decided to file a report with HR, as suggested by many of you. I pointed out she was harassing Asian people for their food choices, and that many of her comments toward me were bordering on sexual harassment. Yes!
And racism.
Yes!
This woman is clearly racist. That was my next question. Is the person eating potatoes not white? Because this is very intentional.
Yes, the person they said that their parents are Japanese, so unless they were adopted, they are also of Japanese descent. Okay. So my whoa. Yikes. Okay, so my Indian friend decided to agreed to bring curry for lunch today, and in solidarity, I brought some too, along with my sexy potatoes. Karen didn't come at all, but she did give us 30 looks and made disgusted faces a few times. I actually got called into a meeting this afternoon with my boss, who is also one of the founders of the company. He confessed that he didn't like Karen either, and that she had multiple complaints about her within the first month of her being hired. She's been here just under 2 months. And that he had hired her as a favor to his wife because she is his wife's cousin and had lost her job due to COVID. I wonder why they chose to let her go. He apologized to me on her behalf and assured me he would talk to her. I decided to keep my harassment claim with HR and have another meeting tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. Thank you all for your tips and suggestions. I will keep eating sexy potatoes for the foreseeable future.
Oh my that's God. Incredible.
This Karen clearly sounds like a racist. And like the potato thing, it's just so weird. I mean, I haven't microwaved the potatoes to eat them that way, but I have totally, like, we have boiled potatoes. I have totally just taken them out of the pot and shake a little salt on them and eat them just like that. It never even occurred to me that there would be anything suggestive about that.
I think she's like Jeffrey said. She's Jeffrey in the comments that she's just trying to find any reason possible to be racist.
Yes, absolutely.
Because non-white people make her uncomfortable. That's disgusting. She should have been fired, in my opinion. Get rid of her.
Yeah, if there's been multiple complaints against this woman, or that she's done this to other people, and that this woman has now have many complaints filed against her, like, get rid of her. She's a liability.
Yeah.
There absolutely are updates, which I didn't see before. I read this one a while ago. But there is one final update. Posted in a... Okay, so I didn't... We're all learning this together. Something I hadn't mentioned in the original post that I'm a gay woman, which is known in the office. However, I didn't mention it because it wasn't relevant until now. Karen lost it the other day when Surya... the Indian friend brought a lovely tikka masala to share. He's done this before the pandemic, and the kitchen is separate from the rest of the office, so you can't actually smell anything microwaved unless you're in the kitchen. She said it was really rude of him to keep bringing curries in the office and that no one confronted him because they were trying to be polite. Most people were enjoying the food he brought. He said in his home country, really well-spiced curries were extremely common. People bring them in and microwave them in the office all the time, and it's among some of the most popular takeout food. He had no reason to believe that it wouldn't be the same here. Karen snapped back that we weren't in India, but Surya just said he's from London. Karen didn't really have a response for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, racist. She's racist. Karen confronted me in the parking lot after my HR complaint, claiming I was trying to spite her with the hard-boiled eggs I had eaten at lunch. Jesus Christ, she brought different food and she still... What the fuck? Even though I'm definitely not the only one who eats them in the office. I guess eggs are too sexy now, too.
This bitch needs to go. She needs to go.
She said my harassment complaint was discriminating against her for being Christian, and I was making her deliberately uncomfortable by throwing my sexuality in her face. She is so definitely a white woman. She knew she couldn't say that because she'd be called homophobic. I honestly had no idea she was uncomfortable with gay people, and to be honest, that's not my problem. But she said that my putting a pride sticker on my laptop a few days after she started working here was the start of my escalation. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Can you I can't imagine. I can't imagine this level of...
Yeah. So, okay. There's a little bit more left on the update. According to her, my behavior was retaliatory to her having Bible verses on her desk. And then here's the kicker. Apparently, I was using my girlfriend, my relatively high-pitched voice, and my eating to get men in the office to lust after me, implying that Japanese/Asian women try way too hard to be sexually appealing. What? I would have gone off on her for being homophobic and racist, with stereotypes I had honestly never heard of before. But I was tired and told her if my existence was bothering her, it's not my problem and she should just work from home. I also subtly mentioned that maybe this was why she was laid off from her last job.
This woman needs a lobotomy. Like, she needs a hard reset. Like, yeah. I don't know what.
She filed another harassment claim, saying I was targeting her for religious discrimination. Like, goddamn, I just want to eat my perfectly innocent food in peace. And somehow it turned into a whole religious and racial war. I told HR what had happened, and then Karen claimed I was trying to paint her in a bad light. My boss later talked to me privately and apologized. I think Karen is working remotely now, since I haven't seen her in a week. If she ever brings up anything about my innocuous eating, sexual orientation, or my race again, I'll definitely file another complaint. But for now, I think I'm content with eating sexy potatoes and eggs in peace. Wow.
Yeah, like, I would have antagonized the shit out of her. I would have eaten, like, only pickles and bananas and sexy potatoes. And, like, I would have cut everything into penis shapes. Like, I fuck this woman. Get rid of her. Fire her.
Yep.
She doesn't get a pass. She doesn't get a pass for the racist shit, man.
Yeah, no, and she's going to cause that boss needs to get rid of her because she's going to cause some problems. I mean, if she works from home and doesn't do that shit, like if she can't do that shit because she's working from home, then whatever, keep her on if she's doing good work. But, like, it doesn't matter how good her work is. If she's doing shit like that, she's disrupting the office. She's going to end up causing a big old lawsuit happening there that they're going to be on the hook for. So, like, get her out of there.
She needs to learn. Like, she needs to be taught, like, proper behavior. Clearly, she hasn't. Like,
I don't understand the entitlement of some people. Like, I understand how some of, like, when people behave with entitlement, I understand sometimes where it comes from. But this is way, way, way above and beyond any normal kind of, like, any average. I mean, what happened in this woman's life to make, like, did literally nobody ever tell her no? and she always got told what she wanted to hear. How do you turn into that kind of a person?
White privilege. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked. So, well, what else do we have? Do we have another Am I the Asshole? Because we know who was the asshole in this situation.
I think we're all pretty much in agreement
one.
that the poster is not the asshole.
Why are you shedding so much? There's cat fur.
Because
I'm
cat.
petting the cat, and there's just fur flying all over the screen.
Well, I can't see it, so that. But it is fucking with your autofocus a little, so that's kind of funny. It's like you're not doing anything, but it's going.
Yep, it's your fur.
That's fun. So I have a couple other ones here, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to read. Let's try this one. Let's do this one, and it's a nice and short one too. Okay. Am I the asshole for being mad my husband ate without me? My husband took me out to a birthday dinner, my birthday, and while we were waiting on the food, I saw an old coworker and I told my husband I wanted to go speak to them for a moment. While talking, I kept looking back towards our table to see if our food was out and check on my husband. No food that I could tell, but I'm super nearsighted, and he seemed to be reading something on his phone. I wrapped up the convo, may have been 10 to 15 minutes, only to come back to him finishing his food. I asked if he was done already, why didn't he let me know the food was out, etc. And he started saying he had small portions and didn't think it was a big deal and didn't want to interrupt my conversation, etc. I asked why didn't he motion towards me or something. He said he didn't think it would be a big deal for him to just eat. Now I understand what some may think about me walking over to speak to the former coworker. It was a quick 10 to 15 minute conversation and moving on. I even asked him if he minded if I went over there and spoke to them for a few minutes because I had not seen them in quite some time. This wasn't a super fancy sit-down restaurant either. Our budget is tight, so we went to the Cracker Barrel. Oh lord. I feel like he could have at least let me know the food was out or something. For a little more context, we've been married 16 years, 2 sons, etc. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And she wants to know if she's the asshole for getting mad at him for eating, because he ate when she was over talking to her friends. Now, normally I would say he is the asshole, not her, but like she specifically said 10 to 15 minutes. And if we're talking about a Cracker Barrel here, the food comes out fast and it's not fancy shit that you spend a lot of time eating. So, and also, what kind of person is this that is so upset about it that they go to Reddit to post on it about, am I the asshole for being mad at my husband? Like, it doesn't seem like it escalated.
Yeah, that's weird. And he didn't eat all of his food, right? It just said he ate some of it.
She said he was finishing his food, so he wasn't done yet. And she's mad at him for eating and not letting her know. But like, if you're super nearsighted, why the hell weren't you wearing your glasses? Like,
if they had already ordered and they ordered food that tasted better when warm, and then she spent 15 minutes over there dicking around, and he ate because he wanted to eat the food while it was warm. Like, I don't feel like he's an asshole in this case. I feel like there's like maybe a lack of communication, and like if she didn't want him to eat, she should have been like, hey, wait for me before you eat anything, as she left the table.
Yeah, because if she was gone for 15 minutes, that's a while. That's in restaurant, like in cheap restaurant time. People are in and out of there in a half an hour. So, and half that time is spent waiting for your food. Like you enter, you sit, you get your spot, you sit down, you order drinks, you order food, you wait, then you eat your food and you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You're only in there for 35, 40 minutes tops. So, I don't know. First of all, I think this woman is, in my opinion, is being really petty, because this is a weird thing. Like, how are you so mad about it that you got all the way home and then decided to post about it on Reddit?
Right.
Let it go. It wasn't like, I understand if you were upset about it. Like, I can understand that. But you're that mad that you went from the Cracker Barrel back home and you were still so mad about it that you are posting on Facebook? And yeah, exactly, Winter. Like 15 minutes is a long time. Yeah. And yes, woman is definitely an asshole for posting about it because it's such a petty thing to post about. Just like ask him not to do it. Just like, yeah, it was, say I wish you had waited for me, and then allow him to apologize if he feels. I mean, allow him to apologize, but in such a low pressure thing that he did here. If he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong, like he can at least say, "I'm sorry for upsetting you," but he doesn't have to say that. You know, he doesn't have to apologize for eating. That's what you go to a Cracker Barrel to do. And
yeah, like they went there to eat, and maybe he did wave, or I could see not wanting to wave someone over either in a crowded restaurant because like everyone's gonna think you're waving at them. The waiter's gonna I don't know. It's rough. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, he could have made a bigger effort to come alert her that the food was there. However, she's definitely an asshole for posting about it on Reddit. Like, get over it already. If that had happened to me and my boyfriend, I would have been mad at him at the time, and I would have allowed him the opportunity to apologize. Like, I feel like this person maybe didn't do that. Like, she just got mad at him and berated him, and even if he said sorry, she didn't let us know, because that would have taken weight away from her argument too. But like, and even if he doesn't say sorry, like, just let it go. Worst things happen. Like, I guess also we're also missing context around everything else. Like, were they getting along for the rest of the day? Did they have a good day? Like, were they fighting the rest of the day? Because like, little things will set you off if you're already in a mood with this person. So you gotta take that stuff into account too. But yeah, definitely this person is super petty for putting it on Reddit.
Yeah, I feel like she should have communicated it more clearly as she left the table. And then after something like 15 minutes, been like, yeah, like if he wants to eat some food, because the food's been sitting there, it's getting cold.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Like, if he brought you out to your birthday dinner, maybe don't leave and talk to someone for 15 minutes. Be like, hey guys, I'm here for my birthday dinner, so we should call me sometime. Back to your own table. Or want to come sit with us? Or just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I would have gone about it differently. I think she's kind of a jerk for, like, just better communication would have helped rather than this.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh. This is it just screams petty to me.
Yeah.
The whole So, okay, so I got one more kind of longish one, not super longish, but kind of longish. And this one I think is gonna trigger the animal lovers a little bit, so be warned there. Hey, Javon. Javon's here.
Hey.
Okay, so this last one, we'll just do one more because this one's going to it's gonna spark some debate about these people, and like I said, trigger warning for any animal lovers out there. It's not terrible, but it's a little bit kind of. Am I the asshole for rehoming someone else's dog? Let that one settle in here for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, when I first read this one, I was like, yes. And then, but turns out it was more complicated. So let's find out. About 6 months ago, a casual friend of mine named Carl asked me to take his little dog, Max, for 2 weeks while he went to visit his family. Max has separation anxiety and he barks a lot if left alone, but I was recovering from some health issues and working from home at the time, so I agreed. It all went smoothly at first, though my cat bullied him a little. I thought it was odd that Carl never called to check on Max, but I figured he was enjoying his trip, so I sent update texts every few days and let it be. Carl didn't show up at the end of the 2 weeks. No calls, no answering the dozen messages I left. I was still working from home at this point, so while I was very worried, I could easily still care for Max. By this point, though, the food had run out and I was feeding him out of my own pocket. 4 weeks in, I'm supposed to return to the office. I fib a bit to my doctor and get a note to extend my work from home period by another 2 weeks. Still nothing from Carl. We only have a few mutual friends and none of them had heard from him either. I am leaving voicemails every day. 6 weeks in, I have to go back to the office and Max must be left alone during the day. It goes poorly. No one said anything the first week, but by week 2, I'm getting notes on my door about the barking. It doesn't take long till I get a call from the landlord that they're getting complaints and I need to do something about it. My cat is clearly miserable as well, and it's getting meaner and meaner towards Max. I still attempt to contact Carl, but at this point, I assume I won't hear back, possibly ever. I Google his name for arrest records or obituaries. I find his mom's Facebook and I send a friend request with a message, but it was either an unused account or she ignored me because I never heard back. At nearly 8 weeks, I finally give Max to another friend's mom. She is retired, she owns her property, and she lost her own dog last year, and I thought she'd be a perfect match for Max. I was right, as he settled in right away and they're both very happy together. I'm relieved that I could avoid surrendering Max to the shelter, and I leave one more final message for Carl. Last week, Carl showed up on my porch. He had a serious mental health episode and eventually landed in the hospital and then into a facility. He had lost his phone at some point near the beginning of his break and never received any of my messages. He was absolutely furious to find out that I had given his dog away. I had to close the door in his face after a while because he was scaring me. He made a mess on my porch and then he left. He's been calling me nonstop from different numbers to scream at me to get Max back, but I don't want to. Max is good where he is, but I'm struggling with my decision. On one hand, his condition was out of his control, and it wasn't his fault that he abandoned Max. On the other, it objectively doesn't matter why. The dog is simply better off in a stable home. But maybe that's not my call to make. I'm not sure how I should feel, so am I the asshole? It's a very loaded one. Winter said automatic yes. But Winter, do you still feel that way after hearing the story?
That's rough.
Was that a pun?
That's right?
Rough. So my thoughts on it when I was reading it, 6 weeks in, so 4 weeks past the point where that Carl had asked this person to watch the dog. They asked to watch the dog. Carl asked to watch the dog for 2 weeks. 6 weeks is a month past the initial time period. And they go to this person goes back to the office, and for 2 more weeks, they leave Max alone in their apartment. They're still taking care of him, but they have to leave him alone while they're at work. So that's 8 weeks. And then at 8 weeks, they finally rehome the dog. And if you remember from back to the beginning of the story, they said about 6 months ago, a friend of mine asked to take their dog. And then the end of the story here is last week. Carl showed up on my porch. So Carl was gone for 6 months. No contact. No nothing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. So she wasn't able to take care of the dog for 6 months. She wasn't able to do it. Carl owned the dog. Carl paid for the dog. She took care of the dog temporarily, expecting, a week or two, whatever it is. At the 8-week mark, she has to go to her job.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog is barking, and she's going to probably get kicked out of where she lives because landlords are fucking crazy. So like from that perspective, to me, it makes sense. Like, because that person was like physically, like they couldn't afford to, they couldn't Like they would have had to then pay for someone to watch the dog all day while they're at work and pay to feed the dog. And maybe they can't afford to, which is extremely reasonable. Like it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't expect this. And they went, 8 weeks. They went 8 weeks past the time they were supposed to do, which is already generous.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know that you psychologically you can't say, oh, the dog's better off. I don't know that you can say that, but I think that, the dog probably had a bond with Carl and Carl had a bond with the dog, etc. But like,
Mm-hmm.
also, what are you going to do? Like, if you're stuck with this dog, like, what if she has to travel? What if she has to, like,
Yeah,
she
and
has...
I feel like Carl is being unreasonable by showing up 6 months. Because remember, the whole thing, he showed up 6 months after he originally asked this person to watch the dog. And so, like, where the hell were you for 6 months? Don't tell me that they don't allow phones in psychiatric facilities, because I know they do. I have several family members who have either worked at or actually been patients at these places, and you get phone call, you get phone privileges, and you can't, like, even if you lost your cell phone, you have mutual friends, you have parents, you have a way to get in touch with this person. And after 6 months, you should have thought about your dog and been like, oh, hey, shit, what about my dog? I need to contact this person and see what's going on, And this person had taken care of the dog out of their own pocket for at least a month. And like, it's completely unreasonable for Carl to show up 6 months later and say, where's my dog? And not expect that. And hey, she could have, this person, we don't know if it's a guy or a girl or who it is, we don't know. But like the dog caretaker, the poster, we'll go with that, the person who posted, they could have given the dog to a shelter or a pound.
Right.
The dog could have been put down by now. And like, what the hell were they supposed to do? I think that Carl is being, I think Carl is being incredibly unreasonable, thinking that after 6 months, this person would still have their dog. 6 months is a long time to take care of a dog that you don't own, that you didn't want, that is making your cat miserable. That's the cat that person is supposed to be responsible for. That's the one that they agreed to be responsible for. So I kind of feel like everybody sucks in this situation, because Carl sucks for expecting that his dog was still going to be there after 6 months, and for harassing this person to get the dog back after so long. But
right,
also,
I think
I feel like
he's
this person
mentally
sucks.
ill. So I think he's mentally ill. So I don't know
Yes.
that him getting upset is necessarily like, that's fine. He probably was very attached to the dog. We don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah,
But-
like
but,
Katie
like,
said, if that happened to me with my cats, I'd lose my shit. I would lose my mind. And Katie said that if it was her dogs, she would go crazy. Yeah, so exactly. I would be so traumatized. That would be traumatizing for me. However, I would never forget about my pets for 6 months unless I suffered a traumatic brain injury that caused me to forget everything. I would never forget about my pets for 6 months. That's a long, that's 6 months. Think about how long it is. Ugh.
I think if I were the poster, what I probably would have done is rehomed the dog, but been like, explained to that person the situation and been like, it's this guy's dog. He's disappeared. Would you like to take care of the dog? But if he comes back, give the dog back to him.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's not.
Been...
Yeah, the poster does not have the right to say that the dog is better off, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I understand completely the poster's point of view, but they don't have the right to say the dog is better off without Carl. But then, like, after what Jeffrey said, after the way that Carl conducted himself on the porch, I would have restraint, reserved, what's the word?
Sure.
You know, I would be worried about whether or not the dog is safe. Like, if you're gonna do that to somebody who made a complete, like, this poster made a completely reasonable reaction to this whole thing. Like, that is a completely reasonable thing. After 6 months, I would not have waited 2 months. This person waited 6 weeks longer than the original agreed upon time of 2 weeks. They waited till 8 weeks to rehome the dog. And then Carl did not make any kind of contact with the poster until he showed up at their door 6 months later. So Carl should be, I mean, like Katie said, we don't know how bad his mental health was. We don't know anything about that. The poster, I'm sure, does not know anything about that. But 6 months is a long time to not think about your pet and not try somehow to get in touch with the person who has the dog. Like, that is, I mean, you know, I know, I realize that I could be being ableist here, but, like, I just can't imagine if he cared enough about the dog that he came back to get it. Why didn't he think about that dog 5 months ago and contact this person and ask them, hey, I'm so sorry, this is what happened here. He obviously wasn't embarrassed or reserved about telling about the mental health break because he told the poster about it when he came back for the dog. So, like, call them after, you know, or like, if you have family, which this guy had friends, so somebody was there. Somebody had to be there that he could have gotten in touch with. Yeah. And I don't know. I just kind of think, I think Carl sucks for, you know, because 6 months is too long. 6 months is too long to go and expect that your dog would be in the place, still in the care of a friend who agreed to watch it for 2 weeks, who can't, like, it was clear, like, this person was clear that the dog had separation anxiety and couldn't be left alone. So, like, you can't expect somebody to uproot their life for 6 months. But then, so Carl sucks. I mean, mental health issues aside, he should not have expected his dog to still be in the care of the person that he left it in when the agreed upon time was 2 weeks and the actual lapse time was 6 months. However, I think that the poster sucks as well. I do commend them for trying very hard. Like, they even went so far as to send a Facebook friend request to somebody they don't even know, trying to get a hold of them. I commend them for trying to go above and beyond. They didn't have to do that. Yeah. But although in the future, I always get an emergency contact number if I do something like that. Like, I have pet sit for people before, and I always am like, okay, if I have an emergency and I can't get a hold of you, who do I call? And leave that number with me. So, like, oversight, but, like, not a punishable offense on the poster's part, because, like, who would have thought that, right? Who would have thought that would have happened? So I understand not doing that, but yeah. Also, the poster kind of sucks for making the executive decision that the dog is better off where they are, because you don't know that either. So that might have been framed as a temporary thing. It really depends on Carl and how they're describing what happened. And I mean, clearly the dog was well treated before Carl went anywhere. So yeah, him having, you know, a breakdown because he was upset about the dog isn't necessarily a demonstration of his character. Mm-hmm. It could just be like, well, I just spent 6 months in an institution and I came back and now my dog's gone too, you know, break. Like, yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, I try to have empathy for everyone in the situation here, but it's hard to, I don't know. Yeah, it's wild. The whole thing is wild. And I do, I hadn't sifted through the comments, and I am sifting through the comments here a little bit, like going through really quickly. I'm seeing that a lot of people have said the same things that we're saying here, is like, no one, these people work in hospitals, they've been a patient in the hospitals, and they said you've never not been able to contact people outside of the facility to, you know, for family and friends and whatnot. So, yeah.
So it's weird that he didn't contact the poster.
Yeah. And then another person said, why did no one in his family reach out to see about the dog in all this time? Which, again, yeah, like, good point for the poster and against Carl. Because why didn't if Carl has family and friends, why is this not here? Why is this
no
not
one.
somebody who nobody knew that he had a dog? Nobody wondered about the dog? That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Hey, J-Man. J-Man popped in.
Hey. And hey, Javon. Javon, I don't know if we said hi to Javon, but he
I said hi, Javon.
Earlier. Okay.
Yeah, I think you said hi too and then forgot. It's okay.
We're doing great.
Laurie is a very busy person.
I'm too busy. And I haven't eaten or drank anything because I have this photo shoot and I have to be shredded, guys.
Yes. Stay tuned. I'm sure you're going to tell us, give us all the gory details in a Facebook post at some point. So, because y'all can stay tuned for that. But I'm sure the photos are going to look amazing. So.
I hope so. Thank you.
If everybody, so let's wrap this up because we are over time now. But, so everybody on Reddit seems to agree that this poster is not the asshole. And a couple of people accused Carl, saying 6 months is way too long. That is he abandoned the dog. That's abandonment. A lot of people saying Carl needs to tell his mental health professional about this, and they need to take care of it with each other and not be harassing this person who tried to do a good thing for Carl and ended up getting bitten in the ass for it. And I don't know. I kind of. Yeah, while I don't agree that the poster says that, I disagree very strongly that the poster says that the dog is better off, because you don't know that. You can't know that. However, I can't honestly say I wouldn't do the same thing if I would have been put in that position.
After a long enough time, and if the dog was antagonizing your cats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't.
At least a temporary. At least you'd send it to this person and be like, this might be temporary. He might come back. Like that, at the very minimum.
Yeah, I think that what I would have done in this situation was not give it to a friend, because this person gave it to the mother of one of their friends. And I think what I would have done was contacted a nonprofit shelter, like our local shelter, and explained what the heck's going on, and said, okay, this is this guy's name and number, the owner of the dog, this is their name and number. I don't know what to do. Please help me, because I don't think any shelter out there is going to have such cruel and heartless operators that they would not do something. Because this person was clearly no longer able to take care of the dog. They agreed on 2 weeks. They had kept the dog for 2 months, and I don't think any I don't think any shelter would have refused to help them. They would have at least given them vouchers for food or something to help them try to take care of this dog. But this dog clearly needs more attention than the poster was able to give. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody sucks here a little. I think Carl sucks more than the poster sucks, but also Carl has mental health issues. So what's going on there? And I definitely agree with the commenter on that thread who said Carl needs to take this information to his mental health professional and discuss it with them and figure out, first of all, stop harassing this person, because that is going to get your ass landed in jail.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, Katie said temporary foster home might have been the best way to go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Take him to a shelter. It's unfortunate, and it sucks that a pet would have to go to a shelter, but it does happen every day. And shelters are most shelters these days are no kill. So, and Max sounds like he was a perfectly good dog. He just had separation anxiety. So had they deemed Carl, the shelter had said Carl's not coming back, and adopted him out, Max would not have gotten put down. Max would have gotten a new home. They wouldn't have put him down. So yeah, I think everybody kind of sucks there, but also I think Carl sucks. I don't know. I feel bad saying it, but I think Carl sucks a little more than the poster does, because there's just too many things that they didn't do right. They're just after 6 months, you can't. It's unreasonable for Carl to expect after 6 months that his dog would still be in the care of the friend who said they would watch him for 2 weeks. It's
with no communication at all.
None.
Nothing.
Yeah. They said nothing. Complete radio silence for 6 months, and then suddenly one day he's knocking on my door asking for his dog back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If anybody's watching this after we recorded, let us know, right? Make comments because we read them. We still read them. And let us know what you think too, because that's a really tough one, I think.
Yeah.
And like Sexy Potatoes was pretty obvious who was the bad guy there. And the dinner one was just petty and silly. And this one's a genuinely tough one. Like, I think everybody sucks. So what do y'all think? Katie says temporary foster home. I think Winter still thinks that the poster sucks. Because Winter said, I get why they rehome the dog, but they don't get to say now the dog's better off. And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Ugh. Such a shit situation. This one was a genuinely tough one, that last one. Maybe we should have saved Sexy Potatoes for last. End on a high note.
What? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was a journey. We went on a journey.
Yeah, so. And, oh, also, everybody watching, if you're watching now, if you're watching after we're done being live, whatever, was this fun? Do you want to do this again? Because we'll do this again sometime if you find it interesting. Because we have, like, weird random gaps in our schedule sometimes. Or, like, if somebody has to cancel or whatever, then we can do something like this again and throw it together really quickly. So, like, let us know if you've enjoyed this. And we'll do it again sometime. And yeah. So what are we doing next week? I don't remember what we're doing next week.
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever. We're gonna be having Miss Medusa stuff coming up here pretty soon, so we'll see. I'm sure Matt will be fine. Matt's always game to come join us for a stream, so when we do a Miss Medusa stream, we'll definitely have Matt on. We'll try to get Paul on, but I think everybody's pretty much the understanding that Paul's internet sucks, apparently, no matter where they live. So, no matter where they go, the internet sucks. So, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Katie said, if you do another one, do the guy who hid his girlfriend's shoes as she was too tall beside him at a wedding. I've read that one too. Oh, well, we already know that guy's a douche, right? You don't take a woman's shoes.
That immediately sounds like he's a douche. Like he's an insecure
But we'll totally read it because it's a ride. So we'll totally do that one. Just remind me when we do this again, Katie. I'm assuming that either one of us is going to remember that. And I know Katie and I know me, and that's just not going to happen.
We'll remember. We'll figure it out.
So as you all might have noticed too, we have joined the Agents of Geekdom. We mentioned it before, and we're all like officially on there now. But we were supposed to play a commercial, and we did forget that. So we're gonna do that now.
Failed.
Just do us a solid and stay for. They're like 30-second commercials, but like be a hero to us. Be an unlikely hero. And just watch the commercial for us so that we can say that we did our job right. Because this is a thing, it's new for us, and we forget, so. All right, and other than that, have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you next week, and I'll check the schedule and let y'all know probably next Monday morning, what we're doing next week, so. Because I forgot to do that again today, too. So, anyway, bye!